Well, the big game is finally over. The most watched event of the year. You know it, the big game. We're not allowed to call it what it is. That's silly. But it's in the books. And the best player in the biggest sport in this country hoisted the trophy, the Lombardi Trophy. One Patrick Mahomes. And he had to complete another comeback to do it. I'm sure you watched. But let's break it down a little bit, because through the first three quarters, Patrick Mahomes did not look like Patrick Mahomes. You could say he just had an off day. Maybe the moment was getting too big for him. Maybe the play calling was a little bit too cute, as I thought in moments. They kind of started to outsmart themselves. Or you could just give credit to the 49ers defense, which is a very, very solid defense. I mean, Nick Bosa putting pressure on the quarterback and the linebackers and the whole front four and their secondary. You know, even Richard Sherman is not what he used to be. He's still really solid. This was a really good game, a good competitive game, close scoring. And I had a lot of problems with a lot of things that happened. Number one, let's start from the beginning. The 49ers win the toss and they defer. Meaning the Chiefs started with the ball to start the game, and the 49ers would get the ball starting the second half. Now, knowing the two teams, the Chiefs have the more explosive offense, and the 49ers have more of a ground and pound type game with a game manager type in Jimmy Garoppolo. So I thought that the 49ers would love to win the toss and take the ball first and try to control the line, control the clock, control the ground game, and try to punch one in and go up 7-0 after killing 6 or 7 minutes off the clock with mostly runs. And they decide to defer. An interesting move. It ends up being 10-10 heading towards halftime. And here's where the 49ers, that's not where they lost the game, but it was a start of a downfall, I think, of the 49ers. So we all know Kyle Shanahan, who's now been the coach for the 49ers, who infamously blew the lead as the offensive coordinator of the Falcons when they were up 28-3 to the Patriots a couple years ago in the Super Bowl by calling some passing plays and getting some penalties instead of just run, kick a field goal and put the game essentially out of reach. We know the Patriots came back to win that game. Instead, the Chiefs are getting ready to punt with over a minute and a half left in the first half. And the 49ers have all three of their timeouts. And they choose not to use one of those timeouts. So the Chiefs let all that clock run down and then get the ball back to the 49ers with 59 seconds left. Okay, fine. But knowing that you're the 49ers with Jimmy G at the helm, and he's not a guy who can take you down the field in 59 seconds and score on his own, you probably wanted to conserve as much time as humanly possible. So there's mistake number one. Mistake number two is, I get it, you don't have the ultimate confidence in Jimmy G, but you're paying him like an elite quarterback. It's a big moment. I get you don't want to have him make this huge crushing mistake that essentially could put the game out of reach and have a momentum shift, and maybe he throws a pick six, and instead of being tied going into halftime, you're down 7. You gotta try to score with 3 timeouts, 59 seconds left, and 70 yards approximately to go. You gotta try to move the ball. So they run the ball, they don't go anywhere really, to the point where the Chiefs called a timeout because they thought they might get the ball back. But then the 49ers basically accidentally run off a big play, and then they say, oh, well, maybe we can score, at least put up 3. But at that point, you've wasted over a minute of clock. So it's like you accidentally moved the ball and got a free timeout from the Chiefs. So you essentially had 4 timeouts in your pocket. So then they decide, okay, now it's time to run a big chunk play. Jimmy G throws a nice ball to Kittle which is called back on offensive pass interference down the right side of the field, which put them inside the 20. But at this point, there's only 20-some-odd seconds left. Now, it wasn't offensive pass interference. It's a really, really bad call. But that's not the point. You can't help what the refs are doing. And at this point, there should have been a minute left, not 20-something seconds. So then they move back, and they're forced to just kneel on it and go into halftime tied at 10. It was a really, really poor sequence by the 49ers, and I think that was the beginning of the downfall. Now, call me crazy because 49ers go up 20-10, but Mahomes comes alive in the fourth quarter. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. 31-20. Game over. Listen, the Chiefs are the better team. Mahomes is the best player on the field. But the 49ers let a really great opportunity slip through their hands. They're a great young team. You know, Kyle Shanahan is a good coach. George Kittle. Not Greg. George Kittle is a great tight end, and they have a really good running game with a mishmash of running backs, but they have a really good running game. The problem here is that if you don't have confidence in Jimmy G to go down the field with 59 seconds left and 3 timeouts, when is he ever going to be able to go down the field? And you saw it in the final drive. Before the Chiefs put the go-ahead put-away touchdown and put them up 31-20 in the books, it's 24-20. And there's just under 3 minutes left, and Jimmy G has the ball. And they get to the 50-yard line. You got to go 50 yards and score a touchdown to win a Super Bowl with less than 2 minutes left. And the guy can't do it. Takes a bad sack after bad play calling. And the game's over. Chiefs didn't need to score again. Damien Williams breaks free down the sideline. Could have gone down at the 1-yard line and essentially run out the clock. He decides to punch it in. Okay, fine, no problem. And Andy Reid finally gets his Super Bowl. Oops, the big game. Gets his ring. Hoists the trophy. Whatever. Sue me. And Pat Mahomes, the best player in the NFL, wins one of what I think will be many Super Bowls. But only time will tell. So, we put the NFL season in the books, and now it's 2 weeks or so away from pitchers and catchers. I know people don't get excited about that, but I do, because this is the year that the Yankees win the World Series. Let's go. I'm Dave Ettinger. As you can hear, I'm starting to lose my voice. Stuff happens. This is the Dave Talk Sports podcast on the Dave Talk Sports YouTube channel. And as with the commercials, I thought they were better than years past. A lot of funny commercials. My favorite one, I'll give you one. The Snickers Fix the World commercial, because they said the world's a mess, the world's upside down, the world's going to bleep. So they cut a big hole open in the world and they dropped a massive oversized Snickers bar into it to try to fix the world. And then 2 idiots with selfie sticks fall into the big hole. And we go, a comedian comes out and he says, "Hey, it's working already." I love that. I thought that was very funny. As for the halftime show, very, 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 very good job done by Shakira, Jennifer Lopez. They brought out Bad Bunny, and J Balvin, who I like. So, very solid halftime show. And NFL season is in the books, and apparently so is my voice. So, it's time to say goodbye. Enjoy your Monday, everybody. Until tomorrow, enjoy. See you.